Hello, it's Nicole Atherton here again with another Project Life Process video. As we get started here, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. And if you have to leave before we're finished, please give me a big old thumbs up if you liked anything that you saw here today, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you are, well, thank you very much. This week I'm going to be using the Birds and Bees Documenter Kit from Studio Calico. I've printed some photos of the week. And now I'm just going through the 3x4 cards, trying to choose the ones that I think I might use this week versus ones to save for other weeks to come. That white heart that you see, I'm sorry about the reflection on the page protector there, but that white heart is from the Ali Edwards Bond story kit. And my intention, and I'm scrap lifting this from Ali, is to use it as a see-through element on the next 2-page layout, so for week 12. So I'll have one on the future week's left-hand side, and then on the next page a couple more. So you'll see that when I do the next week. But anyway, that's my intention, to have it as a see-through element. As I'm laying out my cards here, I'm noticing that there's a lot of white. So I'm pulling some elements and 3x4 cards from the Ali Edwards March digital release kit. And within that digital release kit, there are 3x4 cards. There's a stamp, which is basically digital brushes because it's not a physical product. And then also some embellishments. So virtual chipboard pieces and things like that. I will leave links to the things that I've used today in the information to this video below. The black card there that I selected reads, "There is something infinitely healing in this repeated refrains of nature, that the assurance that dawn comes after night and spring after winter." So next I'm using a Kelly Perky stamp set that I just love to stamp directly onto a photo, and I'm in great need of a new StazOn ink pad. It's kind of running low. So yeah, it says shit because you know what? Life happens, shit happens. And my box from Studio Calico came totally tore up, as you can see up there. I was convinced that it was going to have ruined contents, but they put some packaging tape over the box and everything made it through except for a little bent paper here and there. So anyway, I love the stamp set. I think it's sold out right now, but I do know that she occasionally restocks them. And I'll try to find the link for you on this one as well. This is another Kelly Perky stamp set that has a lot of TV type phrases. We spend most of our evenings kind of unwinding in front of the television for an hour maybe. And this particular week we were obsessed with the PBS/BBC show called Victoria. Great show if you are into period series at all. It's really good. So I'm sticking that down to some coral paper, which is from an old Hip Kit Club, to complement the cute as a button color on the right hand side of the page. Just putting my journaling down here. And as you can see in that picture of my bedding, the coral color is also pulled into there. Oh, there's Maggie. There's my little kitty. She likes to come up and see what I'm doing and help out from time to time. So she was in the last video too, but I forgot to mention her. Next I'm going to try to tackle this title card. It says Hello March, and the March is in gold foil, which is really pretty, but I just want to add a little something extra. So first I'm starting with the dates from the 13th through the 19th. And I want them to be within that circle. So the 13th will be a little bit off from the 19th. So I turned the card upside down so I could see exactly where that line was, and it was easier for me to see it upside down. Next, in the Documenter kit, there was a pack of Hello Forever, like sticky notes that are in different shapes, like a label and a circle and stuff like that. And I was trying to see if I could use them because there's a lot of them. I didn't end up liking the whole punch circle thing, so I just took a scrap paper that I had punched a circle out of, and I layered it under the picture of Victoria. I'll come back to this. but this is not how it ends up being. So when I get stuck, I put it aside, kind of let my brain mull it over and come back to it. These letter stickers are from the kit, but I didn't like how bold they were. The entire layout did not have one stitch of red in it. I mean, as a predominant color. So I didn't think that the red would go very well. So I'm going through my stash and I'm looking for a lighter letter, or maybe a vellum letter, or something that coordinates with another color on this page. I end up settling on, oh, and every time I found one that I really wanted to use, there was like an O missing that I needed, or a Y missing that I needed, or something like that. Of course, I'm sure that happens to everybody, but it's just a little frustrating. That green didn't work, but these are the green, light green vellum letter stickers that I end up using. That pulls in a little bit of green from the right side of the page, and I like that they're subtle, so this doesn't overpower that week in the life picture. And I wanted to document that in the past week I've made some YouTube videos, and that's how I've been spending some of my time. So I'm using my little cellophane bag trick. Most scrapbooking products come in these little cellophane bags, so everybody has them. And if you just save one of them, and then I line up the letters the way I want, but only put the adhesive, only stick it down on the bag on the very bottom, so that the top sticky part is still exposed. So then I line them up the way I want them, and then can see where I want to place it on the picture, and then make the sticky part stick down. I know there are lots of other ways to do this. I've seen people use a metal ruler and stuff, but I like the bag because I can't see through a metal ruler, but I can see through bags, so I get to place it exactly where I want it. Next, I'm going to be integrating that sticker set in a little bit. I just flashed it there for you, but that's an old Studio Calico kit component that's been sitting on my desk for probably about a year, and there are flowers on it, and I didn't really want to use it over the summer. So it's very springy, and I thought it went well. You'll see me pull that into the title card coming up here. I pulled some of these Vellum Labels, also from my stash, to help break up some of the stark whiteness of a lot of the journaling cards that I ended up choosing for this week. When I use vellum, I either adhere it with a tiny attacher, or I use vellum adhesive. And I was too lazy to get the vellum adhesive out, and it's, in truth, kind of a pain in the butt to use. So I have to really, really, really want to use it. But the tiny attacher works fine, and then I wrote on top of it with a Sharpie. Just talking about how grateful I was that the stuff in my Studio Calico box came through unscathed, even though the box itself did not. And I liked the green of this vellum, but I didn't like the shape of it, so I just trimmed it to something that I wanted to use and threw the rest out. Again, adhering it to the top design, which are pluses, with my tiny attacher, and putting my little mini label on there. It says "Take note." Talking about my YouTube videos and how much fun I'm having, and I'm just grateful that you're all here. That's it. My goal is to make these videos a little on the shorter side. I know we don't have a lot of time, and this one went over a little bit, and I'll rewatch it several times after this and try to figure out where I can take away some time. Probably going through letter stickers. You guys don't need to see that. So I can edit a lot of those things out in the future. So keep coming back. They'll be shorter than 15 minutes. That's my goal, to keep them interesting and time efficient and respectful of what you guys have going on in your lives. So I'm working on this title card, and again, just trying to pull some stuff together, going through my washi tapes, trying to find something. And I decided on this watercolor looking washi. Pulls in some pinks and some corals and stuff. So went really well with that. And then I grabbed one of these heart stickers, which is from the Birds and Bees documentary kit, which just tucked that under the edge. And I'll come back to it. I just set it aside. I think I like it. So I'm going to maybe put this heart on there, but then, nah. All right, let's just put it aside. And that's kind of what I do. So there's a sad face emoticon kind of on the Kelly Perky set that says shit on it. And I'm just going to scatter the little sad faces all around in different intensities of ink. And then I'm going to use this Alright label, which is kind of like an iron-on almost, or like a name tag. And I'm adhering it with the red line tape. Because what are you going to do when you get that delivered on your doorstep? You kind of shrug your shoulders and you're like, all right. These dots here, these chipboard dots, are from the Birds and Bees scrapbook kit. And I subscribe to both of them, and I often pull in elements from the scrapbook kit to complete my project life pages, because I know that the elements within them are going to be coordinating, and I don't have to worry too much about color and searching for things. It's just easier. These Just Start gold foil stickers, they are from the January Roman holiday scrapbooker and documenter kit. And next I'm going to be using the cutest stamp set that I've seen in a long time. And this is a Studio Calico One Little Bird release about cats. And we have 3 cats, so I definitely am going to get a lot of use out of this. So this little phrase says, "These little paws." And I'm going to be talking about how Maggie likes to sit next to us when we're on the sofa. Usually she likes to sit on us, but yeah, we're lazy. We eat dinner watching TV. So I don't want her sitting on our laps when we're eating. So we put her on the side, but she has to touch us. So she just, in that little picture up there, she's just putting her little paws on me. See, Mom? I'm not on you. I'm just touching you. Which I just thought was the cutest thing ever. And I had this piece of flare, and it was kind of thick. It was thicker than I thought it was. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to use it, and if I am, where am I going to use it? Just moving it around. These are these peel and sticky note papers that came with a documenter kit. And I'll be using that on this one, using a heart to make a little cluster of embellishments next to Maggie. Adhering that down. And I will grab one more heart. We get 2 sheets of these, so there's lots of them. And that one's done. That triangle that you see is from the Ali Edwards March digital release. That's one of those embellishments that I mentioned earlier, and I changed the color digitally to match a color that was in the bedspread. And it's a subtle color. Most of the bedspread is blue, but I pulled the orange from that directly. The white card next to "Cute as a Button" is, very plain. And I don't know why I felt like I needed to pick mostly white cards today, but I just did. But I wanted to dress it up a little bit. So this mushroom card is from the same kit. And I just cut out one of the mushrooms, and I'm going to be using it on that. Next, I'm preparing the next stamp set. So when stamps are new, they have this manufacturer residue on them that doesn't let them grip the ink very smoothly, which is sometimes an okay look for me, but I wanted a very crisp line. So to prep the stamp, you just use a little eraser and go over it, and then kind of rub off the eraser stuff, and it works great. And I'm just cleaning the ink off with my Stampin' Up! stamp cleaner and putting the stamp set back. Mushroom goes on with some foam adhesive for some dimension, and I want to line it up. Oh, there's my head. Sorry. I want to line it up a little bit on the edge because it was cut off on the original card. And then I'm just going to add my journaling. It says evening views. I know I was running out of room. I'm so ambitious, and I think I have more space than I do, but I always run out of room. Maybe someday I'll learn my lesson and figure this out, but for now I keep squishing it all together. Next I'm going to be adhering my yoga photo. I've just recently got back into practice after being gone for like 7 years, and kind of a monumentous thing that I wanted to remember. That was a power yoga class that I took with weights. Oh my God, it was so hard. Next I'm using my cellophane bag trick to line up the yoga stickers the way I want them. Just using the very bottom and sticking that on the bag. And then peeling them off once they are stuck on the paper. We're nearing the end here, and I just have one more journaling card to talk about, and that's the story that I mentioned earlier with Maggie. And I wanted to take this time to say thank you. Thank you for spending your time here. I know how much, how valuable time is and how precious it is, and we all have so much going on in our lives. So I'm deeply grateful and humbled that you've chosen to spend your time here. Please give me a big ol' thumbs up if you liked anything in this video. If there's anything you would like to see, let me know in the comments. And if you are not a subscriber, consider, please, hitting that subscribe button. I will keep the videos coming, and I hope that you have seen something here today that sparks your creativity, and happy crafting. See you next time.